What's up, weekend warriors? The commission's back, and I'm here for the week 9 predictions. Hello, hi, all. I do still exist. No worse from the wear from my tooth. Brett texted me today. A bunch of things we'll talk about, but one of the things was I can't wait to see what ailment you have tonight. I heard the YouTube's never coming back. They're talking about it not coming back. Listen, if you guys would have seen me last week, you would have known I was down for the count. Was popping some codeine bombs to get me through the days. I still have a hole in my mouth, but you would never know. I look spry. I look ready. Coming off a win, feeling good. Coming off a high score of the week. Yours truly, the commish. Let's recap really quick. Um, week 8, Thursday night football, 2 in a row. Both overs. I had over 44 and a half. It won on a Dicker field goal last minute. I had Atlanta minus 7.5. They lost by 60. So 1-1. But just to give you guys a little bit of context, I was 1-1, 2-0, 1-1. I'm 4-2 in my last 6 picks on the pod. My record on the year is 5-11. It's not good. But crawling back. There's a table in my way. I'm in a hotel room in Dallas. I guess I buried the lead there. I'm going to dinner shortly. It's Wednesday night. I have a little bit of a break. I've been up since 4:30 a.m. and it's 6 p.m. Central right now. We're firing on all cylinders, making deals, kissing babies, slapping backs. It's what we do on the road. But anyway, table was in my way. It has now been since moved. My fantasy picks, I'm gonna have to go back and look because I don't even remember what I got right or I got wrong. I know I had myself to beat Jake. That was correct. Let's go back beyond that. I had Booty to win over Terry, and Terry actually pulled an upset there. So good for Terry in a close scoring matchup. Booty only scored 76. He had a bad week, bad Mayfield week, bad Debo week, bad McCaffrey week. Bad week, I guess, really for Booty all over. I had Dean over Ott. That was incorrect. I had Seabell over Kevin. That was incorrect. And I had Brett over Chris. That was correct. So 2-3 on the week, 21-19 on the season for my fantasy picks. And did I mention the high score of the week? My brother, he was texting me during the day. Every time one of his guys scored a touchdown, little jab here, a little jab there, saying you couldn't fix the schedule. You're playing me. And then all of a sudden, Breece Hall and Tucker Kraft just, never speak until the game is over. That's a lesson to be learned. Didn't matter who was on the schedule for the commish this week. I would have beat y'all. I was a high scorer. All right. Moving into the waiver wire. Every week on this pod, I say, there's nothing to talk about. Booty picked up Brett Favre, and, Brett picked up another quarterback that's probably going to get injured. Well, this week, we got a fab dump from yours truly. I took a dump on Tyrone Tracy. Lots of texts came through to me around noon Eastern. Yes, I spent $64. Beat Kev by 14. I knew some folks were going to go hard. Last week, I said on this pod, I need a running back, 2, badly. And Tyrone Tracy fall from the sky into my hands. It cost me $64. But he won me a championship last year. He was my guy. He was good. I actually liked him this year in draft season. But then, Scatterboo. So I went and got my guy. We'll see what happens. He was the big spend this week. Other than that, Brett paid up for the Rams defense in a good matchup. And then a couple little miscellaneous odds and ends pick up. Brett also got Bigsby. Booty got Darnold. There's Malik Washington pick up. Really not much else to talk about. So that brings me to week 9. And this is a big week. Actually, you know what? I'd be remiss if I didn't at least glance at the standings. I might as well while I'm in first. Although Brett reminded me my 6-2 record. This is another text from Brett. He just sends me really nice love notes throughout the day. He reminded me if I had his schedule, I'd be 3-5. So, whoa, reel it back down there, big boy. Don't get up on your 6-2 high horse. 6 in a row for the commish. Of other notables, 4 in a row losses for Dean. I was on the pod a couple weeks ago, I guess it was a month ago at this point, if he had 4 in a row, saying that he was probably the best team in the league. And he has since lost 4 in a row, isn't in last place. So that is a struggle. Jake was almost 4-4 last week. We talked about it. He was the second highest score of the week. Scott just ran to the buzzsaw. Tough for his team. He needs to bounce back this week. And then a ton of teams at 4-4. Brett, Chris, battling 2 in a row for Ott. Saw him a few weeks ago, and he really wasn't feeling too good. But getting some guys back, getting healthy. And Kevin and Booty tied at 5-3 in second place. All right. I'm going to get my Thursday night. You know what? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to save my Thursday night pick because it's a good one. Because now I'm the king again. Purple Loan standards. If I lose 3 in a row, I am not the king. If I win 2 in a row, because of my just glorious, magnificent, patterned background, I get my king status back. So I am the king again. So week 9, let's move into the matchup. So we're going to start with Jake and Terry. We mentioned Jake needs a win. Barkley, huge week last week. That's how my week started versus Jake, was a 70-yard Barkley touchdown. He's on bye this week, also nicked up. Kamara nicked up. Brian Thomas Jr., really weird situation happening there in Jacksonville, saying that Hunter might take over, who Jake also has. BTJ been a little underperforming. We've talked about it. Harrison, BTJ, Flowers now, though, getting back. Lamar, maybe he can kind of pull himself out of this slump. But those other guys are definitely in a sophomoric slump. On the other side, Terry. Maybe it's a bad week to play Terry. Getting healthy. Puka Nacua back. Jaden Daniels back. James Cook coming off a 200-yard game. Some other question marks. I guess Ramondre's questionable here. It looks like DJ Moore's questionable. He'll probably play. Just hasn't been very good. So, man, Jake went out. Barkley and Kamara banged up and looking ineffective. They're 14-point dogs going into LA. I'm taking Terry. I know that Daniels won't have scary Terry, which will hurt him, but I think he'll have a decent week. I think Puka being back against the Saints, he'll probably have a nice week. Give me Terry over Jake here, and maybe Terry, who never write the man off, lost Scadaboo, another huge injury for Terry. Can he bounce back? We will see. Terry over Jake here in week 9. All right, next one I have written down. This is matchup of the week runner-up, and I'm going to do it now just because we have another high-profile matchup of the week. But matchup of the week runner-up is Booty and Balone, the battle of the Chris's, and mostly because Booty gets to look at Balone's picture all week, which I know makes Booty very, very happy. It's almost makes him as happy as playing COD. So anyway, this is an interesting matchup. Booty coming off a very, very, very bad week. Points are important in this league. That did not help him. But, McCaffrey, obviously he'll bounce back against the Giants this week. Still searching to plug the quarterback hole. Darnold's been good. So we'll see if he can have a week there. I know we got Mayfield on trade, but Mayfield, let's just be honest here, the last 2 weeks, he had 1.04 last week and 8.56 the week before without some weapons. So, maybe Chris won that trade. Rachaad White's been okay. So we'll see. But Amon-Ra, Trey McBride, it's really can Debo, can Addison, can Gadsden, Syracuse Orange, baby. Can these ancillary players boost up Booty? For Valone, man, Johnny Taylor's good. He's really, really, really good. Jefferson now with McCarthy. We'll see how that goes. Dart is in his lineup right now as his quarterback. No Judkins on bye, also banged up. No Garrett Wilson, still hurt. No Devonta Smith. Injuries, man, for Valone. Can Troy Franklin, can Darius Slayton, can he do it for Valone? I'm taking Booty. I think that Booty is just, solid, coming off a bad week. I think he gets it done here against Valone in week 9. All right, as an aside, I do whatever I want. It's my show. I do whatever I want. I'm going to give my other pick. I'm going to save the Thursday night pick. I'm going to give my other pick. My other pick is a line indication. You keep waiting for teams to bounce back. The Steelers at home are +3 with Indianapolis coming to town. The Steelers offense is fine. The Steelers defense does not look good. I don't know what happened to the Steel. It's not the Steel curtain. It's bad. And Indy is just rolling. Everyone keeps waiting for them to fall off their high horse. Oh, they're going to go to Pittsburgh and have a tough time. They're favored by 3 points. I think they win by 10. Give me Indy -3 in Pittsburgh as my pick. Official pick on time. All right, next matchup, I have Otley and Kevin. Another high-profile matchup. We mentioned that Otley won 2 in a row. You got Daniel Jones in his lineup with Hurts on bye. We just mentioned that Colts game. He's rolling. Lamb's back, huge for Ott. Probably won't get Evans back for a while, but he got Brock Bowers might be back. Jacobs, Montgomery, Lamb, Olave, Dobbins. Ott's team is not bad. It's actually way better than I think we thought. He's won 2 in a row. He's going to make a push. Kevin on the other side. Love saved him last week. Although the players he traded me also saved me. So win-win, I suppose. Achane's been glorious. Gibbs, maybe the best running back in football. Back off the bye at home against Minnesota. Tyler Warren's a stud. Chase Brown looks like he's on the rise here for Kevin. Man, I have written down Otley over Kevin. I'm switching. I like Kevin over Otley. I'm going to make this switch right here. I like Kevin over Otley here in week 9. Just reading some of the players that he has on his team. I forgot. I know Kevin's team is good. Even with A.J. Brown on bye, Kevin's team is scary. I think I can make a push, and this is a big week for him. But give me Kevin in week 9. All right, another matchup of the week. What's behind the runner-up? Be third place. What do you call that? Second loser? Third loser? I don't know. Somebody get back to me. Tell me what you call third place. But the third place matchup of the week, Dean and Chris. Dean needs a win in the worst way. We've talked about it. Guess what? Bijan coming off a horrible week. Allen in a potential shootout against the Chiefs. ETN back off a bye. London presumably back from injury. Devontae Adams back off a bye. Bam Knight back off a bye. I don't know why I mentioned him, but he is off a bye. Chris on the other side, 4-4, kind of treading. He's in there. Ferguson put up a goose last week, but he's been solid. Nico coming off the concussion. He'll be back. Higgins, man, is Flacco going to play? I hope so, for Chase's sake. But I like Chris's team. I really think that he is the definition of, like, in the thick of it. I think Dean is due for a win, and I think he has a huge week, and he's the highest scorer of the week. Give me Dean over Chris here in week 9. All right, that brings me to the matchup of the week. Me and Brett. Brett is like, he's taking a tail off of Sam's pages here. It's the WWE. I think at like 12:50 on Sunday, he's going to come out of the tunnel. They're going to blow the smoke. He's going to wear the Bret the Hitman Hart outfit. I'm going to come out the other side. Do you smell what the commission's cooking? It's a WWE match. It's me versus Brett. He's excited for it. I love it. It makes me happy. Now, Brett has a strong team, and he's tread water to get Rice back and this whole Lamar thing. And just what a saga. Why do you have to make it so dramatic, Brett? Can't you just play fantasy football normally? Be a normal, just look at me like a normal boy. Your super team that, Booty's crowned you champion, all that stuff, is at full strength this week. Buka's on bye, but he's been nicked up. He hasn't done a whole lot. You got Lamar back, my friend. You got Henry with Lamar back. Vidal Sassoon Shampoo has been fantastic. Njigba, Pittman, Rashee Rice, Javonte Williams, George Kittle, Tom Brady, Barry Sanders. You got them all, buddy. You got your squad. And who do I have? Well, I'm still looking for my running backs. Breece Hall, huge week on bye. Travion, he's on a milk carton. Mason, 4 carries for 3 yards. Very not bad. 1 point Thursday night last week. Love that. And then Hampton and Benson on IR. So I do have Tracy and Manana guy from Rutgers, Brett, in my lineup at the moment at running back. Very, very scary. Bo Nix has been fantastic. I love him. He's got 38 points in week 7 and 26 points in week 8. but he's going to Houston. That's a very tough matchup. Maybe the toughest matchup he'll see all year. I don't love it. Chase, been solid, has like 1,000 targets over the last 3 games, just gets peppered. Maybe no Flacco. Super scared. Metcalf, he's hit or miss. I do love Tucker Kraft. That dude run after the catches. He's insane. I said last week when I was playing my brother, we spent the weekend together. I told him I need to beat you because I play Brett next week and he has a full squad. I am taking for Thursday night the Ravens -7.5 in Miami. Miami sucks. I bet against Miami last week, and somehow Tua was playing with one eye, and they somehow beat the Falcons. I erased that from my memory. Lamar is pissed off. He did this whole scout team thing. He's going to come out. It's a 50.5 point over under. They're going to destroy Miami. And Brett is going to take down the commish. I'm picking Brett to beat me in week 9. Yes, you heard that correctly. Maybe a scheduled loss for the commish. 6-2, 6 in a row. It's impressive. It's nice. I still think I have a good team. I'll get Brees back. I'll get some of these other running backs back, and my receivers are very, very solid. Tyrone Tracy helps. Fell from the sky, caught him. But I like Brett, and I like the Ravens, and I think he gets it done. And I think I'm down 60 coming out of Thursday Night Football. Guys, Brett, I know you love that. I know you love it, Brett. I did it for you, buddy. Guys, good luck. I'm glad to be back on camera. I'm a beautiful human. I'm here for you we're going to have a special guest, but give me a break here. I'm on Central Time. I got to go to dinner. It's a whole thing. Commish out.